morning to you Kenyan citizens. It is the 24th of November 2025. Indeed, you can say God has been faithful and He has preserved and sustained us till to date. Karibu sana. This is the current affairs segment, your trusted source for the latest news, insightful discussions, and impactful stories shaping our nation and beyond. I'm Angela Kabete, and together with Mr. Kimotho, will dive into the latest news and uncover the truth behind what has been happening that is in our country and beyond. So make sure that you stay tuned as we break it down right here, right now. A very good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning too.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
How was your weekend?
Kwa mzuri. Baraka kumalizia na Sunday jana.
Oh yeah, yesterday was an Sunday. I believe what him, and we'll sup with him and he with me. So this is Jesus gently requesting that is the access to your life, because anaanza kwa kusema that I stand at the door. He does not force himself aingie. He's standing there. So the decision is you as a Christian to open the door for Jesus, and it shows patience, love, and the desire that Christ has for a personal relationship with us as Christians and as believers. And the door is your heart, and that's why Jesus is addressing you. He's not addressing the crowd that intawakujia nyinyi wote. He's saying that anasema that I'll stand at the door if any man. Kwa hivyo it's you yourself as a person, it's your decision as a Christian to invite that is Jesus in your life. Alafu anaendelea kwa kusema that hear my voice. It means Jesus speaks before you open, and the knock is external, but the voice, it is internal. And when I say the voice is internal, I mean that is the conviction of the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit convicts us to making wise decisions. One of them is accepting that is Jesus in our lives. And then opening a door is a choice, and we open the door through, number one, faith, believing that Jesus exists. That's number one, and is going to walk with you this journey of salvation. Secondly, that is repentance, but you accepting Jesus Christ in your life. Thirdly, that is obedience. And lastly, that is surrender. And then lastly, I say that I will come in. This is a promise that immediately you open the door for him, he will come in your life. And Mr. Kimotho, to take on this?
There is also our part that we need to play. That is also something that we need to remember, because there is that part that maybe now you need now to open, to hear, and also the other responsibilities that now you need to follow and to do. So despite of us now having that so much expectation from God, there is that part of us that we must do, and we must comply with it. So the best thing that maybe now we can do is to have that discerning spirit, so that we can be able to know what we need to do.
Okay.
Yes.
And now let's get over to what has been happening, because each and every day there are new stories, and it is our responsibility to making sure you as a Kenyan citizen stay updated of what is happening that is in our country and beyond. So stay tuned as we break it down right here, right now. I have the Daily Nation with me.
I have the Standard newspaper.
And on today's delineation, these are some of the matters that we'll be checking out. That is matters to do with legal and crime. And then tutaangalia that is matters to do with spending specifically. That is the State House. We'll check that is sports. Tutaangalia politics. Tutaangalia that is the education sector and other stories as well. What do you have there?
Naona kuna issue of insecurity, na pia naona kuna some bit of politics, among the other stories that maybe we are going to look up to.
Okay, so let's start with the Daily Nation. And today's top story, one of the highlights that I've mentioned, that is politics. Opposition leaders hope to prove popularity of Kenya Kwanza is dwindling. Okay, and that is, Kenya is heading toward several mini by-elections triggered by, that is, nullifications, vacancies, or political realignments. And the by-elections in Kenya often come before, that is, political temperature checks. They show which side is gaining momentum and which side is losing the ground. And now that is President William Ruto, that is Rigathi Gachagua, the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, and opposition leaders are under pressure for the as 2027 election approaches. And now the story is historically what has been happening. Results in regions like Mbeere North and Malava reveal the strength of alliances and the mood of the voter ahead of the 2027 election. And that's why the Daily Nation page 1, the highlight is saying how by-elections will change Ruto's rival that is coming 2027. And on Thursdays, mini polls promise to act as a barometer of President William Ruto in choosing new strategic partners, including entering into pre-election power sharing deals for Deputy President Kithure Kindiki and Chief Cabinet Secretary, that is Musalia Mudavadi. A poor showing of his president's party, that is in Mbeere North and Malava respectively, will have, that is, direct political consequences. That is one of the stories that echo on the Daily specifically on politics. And this will result to a great impact. That is the 2027 coalition building, and then who will become the strongest running mate candidates. And also, let's not forget which regions will receive priority in government deals and development promises. If you can remember, Kitambo, Mount Kenya was the big cake, the big fish. We don't know what happened. Things changed. I don't know if they managed to conquer, they got that cake that they wanted, because Sainana ni Mbeere North. And it seems like what is happening right now is giving, that is, the opposition leaders to say that is Kenya Kwanza influence is dwindling. But should this give them that enough confidence?
Actually, he by election, it define a lot of things, because kuna wale watu ambao pia wanataka kudefend their popularism on the region that they come from. And kwa sababu, just to echo, kwa sababu nimeona pia umeangazia mambo hizo, the mini polls ambazo zitafanyika 27 November. Kuna wale ambao sasa, for example, kama Mudavadi, that is Anayotangula, they need now to prove that ya kwamba kuna influence in that region, because pia kuna ile by-election ambayo itafanyika in that region. At the same time, pia the deputy president naye pia anataka prove pia kwamba hata yako na ufuasi upande ule mwingine wa the other side of Mount Kenya, kwa sababu pia kuna Mbeere ambao pia kuna by election ambayo iko pale. So hizi mini polls pia is just kulingana na vile naona wasema wakisema hapa, ni kama is just a litmus paper, just now to able now to that is to prove, to test the power. Na pia unajua kuna wale pia ambao nini huwa wana come in between, anasema mimi ndio niko na ufuasi pande huu, niko na mimi ndio najulikana. So haya mambo yote yatakuwa defined. Pia at the same time pia kuna kule, that is coastal, kuna ile contest bado pale Magarini bado. So kuna that is pia kule pia, that is kuna yule governor upande ule mwingine na wale viongozi upande wa coast pia nao pia watajaribu that is could deliver the seat, kwa sababu unajua pia nao wako in preparation, because pia upande ule mwingine lazima pia kutakuwa na the presidential candidate, that is from upande wa government, na tumiona that is our president bado ata contest. So pia kuna the seat ya running mate wake na pia wale viongozi wengine ambao wangetaka kuungana na yeye. So kuna hii the contest ambayo pia itaweza kudefine na kuonesha mtazamo fulani ambao utakavyokuwa that is ukiweza kufanyika.
Okay.
Yes.
But I don't understand why Musalia Mudavadi is involving himself in politics, because according to the constitution, the cabinet secretaries, they're not supposed to involve themselves themselves in politics because they are officials in the government. So he's going against the constitution.
All of them, they are going against the constitution. All of them, because it is clearly stated in the constitution, all that is the public servants, how far could involved, that is an active politics. And tumeona that is the CS, tumeona that is a CS Musalia Mudavadi, tumeona that is a CS Ruko, tumeona CS wengine pia wakijihusisha, hadi Oparanya pia tumeona wakijihusisha na active politics. Na pia Speaker of the National Assembly, tumeona yule mrengo ambao amekuwa akiegemea sana mrengo wa government, because the Speaker of the National Assembly anafaa akuwe pale katikati. Yeye akuwe ana either her support position, either her support that is upande wa government, because now for example, sasa tuseme kama pale in any by election tuongelele tu kwa any of it, tuseme yule ambaye atakavyoshinda akuwa ametoka upande wa opposition, na pengine the speaker alikuwa na support upande ule mwingine wa government. So unaona bado hata akiingia pale bado kutakuwa na some indifference ambazo ziko pale. So wote hapa kulingana na vile wanafanya, na that's unakuta saa zingine watu wanainterpret their law according now to the way they want. So but this they are not supposed to serve all the CS. In fact the previous government ya Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta tulikuwa tumeona the CS hakuna mahali walikuwa wanahusikana na politics at all. Kazi yao ilikuwa ni kudeliver na kufanya implementation ile kazi ambayo mtu amepatia to that ministry. But this time round tumekuwa tukiona that is the CS ni kama wametumwa sasa waende kule, but ukiona wakifika kule wao wanasema hapana, sisi hatujakuja ku campaign, sisi tumekuja kuangalia miradi ambayo yako pale. But the words that they are saying, we can actually see it clearly. Campaign, yes.
Okay, let's see what will happen, but they should remember their leaders and they should lead by example to the generation to come. And away from that, another story, so that is page 2 of the Daily Nation. That is concerning the housing project, and it is one of the highlights that I had mentioned that we're going to check. They're calling it Tears in Pain. A bulldozer demolishes old houses in Makongeni Estate in Nairobi yesterday after hundreds of residents were evicted by government to pave way for affordable housing. You know, Makongeni is one of the older housing estate in Nairobi built during that is colonial era, and it exists up to date. And the government earlier announced the plans for affordable housing project, which requires demolition of old structures. And the residents have been uncertain with repeated eviction notices, court cases and protests in the past. And now we can see that is the current situation. What happened yesterday, bulldozers have moved in demolishing old houses. Hundreds of families were evicted to pave way for the construction of the affordable housing units. You know, the president target could build that is I think 200,000 units. And some residents say they were rushed, while others argue compensation and relocation plans are unclear. I don't understand why the government would evict people before. I think the first priority inafaa kukua kwanza wa compensate so that these people can know where they're going, because these are people with families, with children. Wanafaa kuenda wapi? This doesn't sound like a good thing at all.
Actually, what happened according now to what you have been seeing, kuna ile that is walikuwa issued na notice ya kuvacate na imekuwa pale, na kumekuwa na mikutano ambayo pia wamekuwa kifanya pamoja na the government, that is the governor, na so wamekuwa kihusishwa in process. Na pia kuna wale ambao pia tuliona that is in our local, that is televisions, wakisema ya kwamba wamepatia compensation, na kuna wengine hawajapatia compensation. Na actually wale ambao walikuwa nasema wamepewa compensation walikuwa nasema wamepatiwa that is 150k ili waweze ku move na kuenda to other places. So kulikuwa na complaint wengine walikuwa nasema sasa tutafanyaje, and yet the cost of living imeenda so high, and yet mahali walikuwa nalipa I think is 1500 to 2000 hapo hivyo. So na wengine walikuwa nasema tumekaa hapa, but unajua sasa these are initiative ambayo sasa ni government and ni ya kutengeneza that is the new affordable housing. So the eviction now they have no choice rather to just kuweza kuondoka na kuacha na for the new project iweze kuendelea.
Okay, the vision is big, but you know, people matter as well, because they are part of that vision of the affordable housing project. And I can see that is page 2 of the Daily Nation. That's where the story is. They say that some of them say that they were caught off guard when excavators escorted by police officers arrived to demolish the old houses. With little time to pack, they scrambled to salvage whatever they could before facing reality that their homes would be soon gone. And their story, kuna watu wametoa stories mingi wakisema I don't know where we'll go. There is kuna mtu hapa anaitwa Miss Wavinya. She said that I have 2 small children with me outside. I have been going to their offices, but they claim my documents are not joining. What will I do now? Where will I take my children? This goes to Mr. President because he's the vision carrier of this.
Yeah, I think unajua kuna mambo kadhaa yenye tunakuwa na in our nation. Kuna some bit of areas that tunaga proper preparation.
Yeah.
Because hawa already ingekuwa mzuri na ingekuwa mzuri kama maybe the government ingewatafutia mahali na maybe now the 150 ingekuwa ni yao kuwa sustain. But tunaona 150 hiyo ndio kukuhamisha, ndio kuenda hizo vitu umehamisha mahali utazipeleka, cost bado iko hapo ndani ya kuenda sasa kuanzisha mambo mengine. Then kumbuka the same time pia kuna relocation ya hadi shule. Kwa sababu unaona kuna shule ambayo ilikuwa iko pale. So wakati mtu amehama hapo itabidi na shule nyingine. Na pia nayo kwenda shule nyingine na iko na cost. Kwa sababu kuna uniform ambayo iko pale, kuna so many other things ambazo zinaendelea pale. So hii ni maybe another plan ambayo inafaa ifanyike ina department ambayo iko concern na kushughulikia mambo kama haya. Yes.
And away from that, you have something there? So
remember kuna ile story ambayo tumekuwa tukiona sana kwa magazetini ya mambo na zile kazi za Middle East jobs. Na tumekuwa tukiona kumekuwa na some issues. So ninaona hapa that is gazeti la Standard page 9 nasema Mudavadi taken to task over Middle East jobs. Mudavadi said recruitment agencies are at liberty to choosing their preferred insurance company. He said the number of Kenyans living and working in Saudi Arabia is estimated to be 350,000. That's a lot of number. That's a lot. So the foreign that is and diaspora affairs cabinet secretary Musalia Mudavadi said that there are currently 594 foreign jobs recruitment agencies with a valid license, while the government has deregistered over 600 on various grounds of malpractice. So already tuko na 594 ambazo recruitment agency ambazo wanashughulikana na hii maneno. Na ukiangalia that's also another number that also now the government need now to do a survey. They now also need to do due diligence ili waweza kuangalia, kwa sababu tumekuwa tukiona that is some of these agencies ndio wamekuwa kihusikana na some of the issues, because the contract ambao unaandikiwa hapa inakuwa ni contract tofauti. Wengine wanalipa wanaenda mafunzo, then wakifika pale wanakuta kumbe hata ile visa ambao wamepatiwa ni ya kwenda tu kutembea. That is also now to that nation. So the CEOs was responding to questions by MPs who sought to know whether any senior government officials or either their family members discreetly or indirectly own, control or benefit from recruitment, training and insurance companies involved in deploying Kenya's workers to the Middle East. He was also required to provide the full terms of the current bilateral, that is a labor agreement with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, including negotiated wages, complaint handling mechanism, emergency response obligations and other issues ambazo ninaona hapa that is wakiweza kuzizungumzia. He also said that the number kulingana na wale ambao wako pale bado kuna that is so many other Kenyans ambao that is wako kule. So these are some of the questions that the MPs wanted to know. They wanted to be, to be enlightened more by the CS ambao walisema that is he said that the multi-agency that is a committee comprising of the Ministry of Labor, that is and the Attorney General, the NIS, that is the DCI ambao walikuwa set up, ambaye ameexplain ya kwamba bado hawa pia ndio ambao wanashughulika na kuangalia maneno na kufanya that is kuangalia kufanya more investigation to these recruitment agency ambazo zimekuwa pale. So ukiangalia ni mambo ambayo pia ameanza kuangalia, kwa sababu pia the MPs walikuwa na kujua the effort ambao wamefanya, mambo na work permit ambayo imekuwa pale, wale ambao wanaenda pale mambo yanafanyika namna gani. And also at the same time I don't know kama tuko na that is our offices, our ambassador's office in that nation. But it is something ambayo now tumeona the MPs that is wakiweza kuput into task, that is the CS, kwa sababu ya haya maswala, because ni mambo ambayo tumekuwa tukiona, ni mambo ambayo that is hayafurahishi, because wakati mtu anatoka hapa akiwa hai, akirudi tena anarudi maybe akiwa in another state that hakutoka nayo, ikijaribu kufanya investigation inaonekana ni kana kwamba kuna mambo ambayo yanachorochoro tu kando kando pale. But it is high time also now that is the ministry to take care of our Kenyans ambao wako outside our nation, even ambao wako into our neighboring nation. It is also very high time, especially pia ambao wako kule Gulf. Unajua pia kunile that is the tax ambao wanalipa pale, so pia wanafaa pia waangaliwe, and we are really hoping that even the MP ambao wanataka kujua haya mambo yataweza that is kujulikana, and the ministry to take charge, because kuna some of the departments, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Labor, pia nikiangalia hapa naona the Office of the Attorney General iko involved among the other offices ambazo ziko hapa. Yes.
Okay, and Musalia Mudavadi should stay away from politics because his office ikona gaps mingi sana. He should focus on what he has been given and entrusted by the Kenyan citizens as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And away from that, an interesting story. Sijui kwa nini imekwa page 21 because it's very interesting that he's spending specifically on the State House. And I don't know if this is a good thing. Page 21, they say that finance deviation from approved recurrent spending the sharpest. That is when it comes to status. And you know, the story is Kenya has been facing budget deficits, high public debt, that is domestic and external debt, and pressure to cut government spendings, and government institutions have been ordered to reduce that is operation cost and eliminate that is duplicated functions. And status leads other offices in a budget breach. This is not a good thing. And the president office spends more than doubled the money planned for the first quarter. So they spent more. And status spent, let me repeat, status spent more than doubled money that had been planned for the first quarter of its current fiscal year, underscoring a persistent strain in President William Ruto's fiscal consolidation plan amid short in revenue. And in addition to that, they say that status deviation from approved that is recurrent spending was the sharpest among the national government departments in 3 months period, despite repeated Ruto's administration commitment to tighten public finances and narrow the budget deficit that is projected at that is 91 billion for the current year. And specifically now on the figures that they are spent, fresh treasury data shows that status spent that is 4.32 billion against the quarterly target that was 1.92 billion. Hizo zote zilienda wapi? Shooting a recurrent expenditure of that is 125%. Even they have doubled now wakapitisha. And now when it comes to the office of the deputy president, that is Kithure Kindiki, also exceeded its ceiling spending that is 1.1 billion against a target of that is 743 million. Okay, 1.11 billion against 743 million. That is a lot. While the National Police, Internal Security and National Intelligence Service overshot their allocations nearly, that is 17 billion. So I don't know what is happening when it comes to matters to do with finance. This is something that they are supposed to check out. But what's coming, that is 2026, 2027 fiscal year, I can see the government will continue implementing its fiscal consolidation plan aimed at reducing that is the fiscal deficit and containing growth in public debt. This will be done while safeguarding essential service delivery through enhanced domestic revenue mobilization and prudent expenditure management. And the actual treasury, that is CS John Buddy, that is what he wrote. Lastly, the government will continue to strengthen the public finance management management by improving expenditure efficiency through the implementation of the e-government procedure, a system integrated in human resources system, pension reforms, expanded, and use of public-private partnerships. But they have spent a lot of money, and they're saying that coming 2026, 2027, they'll be considering that is the domestic debt. But you're borrowing more so that you can bring development in our country, while State House is spending more, even double of what it's supposed to spend. Where are we heading as a country on matters of accountability?
I don't know what is happening because unajua kuna zile vitu inaitwa priority. I don't know what we are trying to that is to put priority issues kwa sababu ukiangalia nao kuna that is madeni yako mengi. Whatever nayo yanafaa kufanya haya kamiliki. Because for example kama tumesema tunachukua kitu fulani ya kufanya mambo fulani, tusipokamilisha hiyo kitu inamaanisha bado itarika to the next budget ambayo iko pale. Then at the same time, what are we supposed to do in order now to reduce these debts? So we need now to look to the issues ambazo zinaweza tusaidia sisi economically na zinaweza pia generate our own income hapa, that is just among ourselves. So kama ni wanabiashara wamekuwa impacted, that is kama ni the factories ambazo wanataka kufungua hapa, zile that is the licenses na zile requirements zimekuwa reduced, zisiwe so much harsh. Tungekuwa na so many factories zingekuwa mzuri. Tungekuwa na there are so many other things that we can be able to do in our nation. But as long as that is wanabiashara pale wanaumia, circulation of money bali inakuwa ni issue, capitation and everything else inakuwa ni issue. That's unaona ya kwamba hata the more we borrow, the more hakuna impact ambayo inafanyika pale. And also pia at the same time we do so much borrowing na mambo ya development ya hizo ma structure, ma infrastructure, hizo ndio tuna focus na. But huyu mwanabiashara for example our nation, kuna so many things ambazo wakulima wanaweza kuwa impacted, so many things ambazo wanaweza kuwa impacted na kuna market. For example kama leo unakuta bado wakulima that is wa kahawa, wa majani chai ambayo ndio the best quality inatoka hapa inaenda kule, but ukiangalia the impact ya ule mkulima unakuta bado iko chini. So there are a lot of things that we can be able to do. Then at the same time is also pia to be honest to ourselves. The issue of corruption bado inakuwa ni an issue. Tumekuwa tukiona vile ambavyo pesa zimekuwa zikitumika. Tumekuwa tukiona vile ambavyo tunaona mambo ya goes to schools na bado wanapatiwa pesa. Tumekuwa tukiona vile some of the county governments vile wana misuse hizi funds. Tumekuwa tukiona so many things ambazo zimekuwa zikifanyika pale. If we are patriotic enough to our nation and if we really love our nation, kuna mambo ambayo yanafaa kwe aside. Na pia tukiweza kuwa pia na mechanism structure ambayo for example sasa tukizoona kuna mtu fulani ambaye anashukiwa ya kwamba alitumia pesa fulani vibaya za serikali, na tumeona for example amechukuliwa that is sheria fulani, hiyo inaweza fanya watu ambao wengine wako na nia fulani ya kufanya the same thing inaweza tusaidia sana, because hizi pesa tuna borrow ni mingi sana na bado nasikia bado tutaendelea kuomba. That is when it comes to finances, and wamesema coming 2026 2027 watakuwa na consider that is domestic debt, meaning watakuwa naomba in from within. Alisema wakiomba from within, mwenye ataumia ni mwananchi, because there will be a competition between that is the government and the common mwananchi to borrow to the banks and everything. It means this big facility, the financial institution will consider that is lending the government more than the common mwananchi. Financial interest itakuwa juu kwa the mwananchi. So we don't know what will happen, but debt is not the solution to everything. Kenya is a rich country indeed. Indeed it is. That's why especially now tukiweza kuangalia ni nini hicho kinaweza tusaidia. Tukianza na the issue of agriculture, tuko mbele sana. I agree. Wakulima wa mayai, wa avocado, wa nyanya, wa nini, hizo bidhaa zote tuko mbele sana. So kama hiyo kitu ingekuwa implementiwa vizuri, and especially that is unajua one time our president alikuwa minister of agriculture. Pia yeye amesema alisomea masuala ambayo yanahusikana na hayo maneno. So we are really expecting ya kwamba every time budget inasoma agriculture itapewa kipaumbele, but sometimes hata tunaitafutilia pale kuangalia ni nini yamepatiwa. So unaona kuna kuwa na an irony in itself, Then at the same time tofauti pia tuangalie ni talents gani ambazo tuko nazo, then from there tukurudi tuangalie other economic activities ambazo tuko nazo ni gani hizo, then from there tukisha zikishapewa kipaumbele, then the rest ya hizi developments zitakuja pole pole. Yes.
But let's see if the plan, the fiscal consolidation plan that they have is going to work for them coming mwaka ni kuisha coming 2026 2027, because truly state house spending needs to be kept in check, because they are spending a lot. Na hii ni pesa ya wananchi at the end of the day. You have something as we wind up?
That is kwa gazeti la Standard, kuna mali wanasemaga health and science. Naona hapa kuna wale ambao wanaitwa vegetarian, ambao hakuna mahali wanapenda kusikana na anything ambayo inatoka kwa animals. Lakini nikiangalia hapa kuna that is a health expert wanasema veggies aren't enough, for milk, egg and meat keep, that is itakusaidia, that is kwa afya. So ni kulingana tu na yule mtazamo wa gazeti. Naona hapa kuna ambaye anaitwa Dr. That is Dr. Chris Ujio, ambayo pia ndio anatoa haya ni that is hii mtazamo, na anasema it is true that a plant based diet can improve health and reduce the risk of certain conditions such as a skin problem, but ignoring honey, that is milk, meat and eggs is at your own, that is Perry. So kulingana na vile mtazamo wa daktari pia hapa anasema. So unajua pia tumekuwa tunaona anasema mtu mimi sitaki kula hii. Sasa kulingana na mtazamo wa daktari hapa, niona that is akisema that these foods are rich in essential that is nutrients, na pia zinasaidia brain development, na pia amino acid in milk, egg, and for example that is zina contain 3 nutrients found in that is kama kuna rice, maize na wheat. So ukiangalia combination ya kitu that is kama ni mayai iko na combination ya vitu zingine zenye ungepata in other 3 varieties. So hii ni mambo tu ya issue na health, naona hapo wameangazia sana, na pia kuna mambo mengi sana ambayo ninaona hapa gazeti la Standard imeangazia. You can grab a copy ama unaweza enda uangalie. Ni vizuri kupata you know that is so many information ili iweze kukusaidia. Yes.
And as we wind up, there is something interesting. At least you can say this is a good thing. Kenya raises a medal tally to turn in Tokyo World Championship. And then Kenya has historically been a world athletics powerhouse. Dominating long distance races in the past years, and now 10 medals, we can say that is a good thing. And it places the country among the global athletics leadership, and this is a positive sign because definitely it's going to push that is to bring that is national pride and the global reputation, promotes investment in sports, talent, training and youth athletic programs, and also it will help to rebuild trust in Kenya athletic systems and other things as well. I guess that is what we had to check today on what has been happening in our country. You have something to tell the viewers?
Just to kuwashukuru kwa vile wamekuwa pamoja na sisi, ila kuwatakia siku njema yenye baraka. Then also at the same time also to remind them that next week tuko na the congress ambayo tuko nayo. Tumekaribisha na it is free for everybody, but kama unataka kuboard unaweza, kuna our numbers ambazo ziko pale, you can inquire from them. Na karibuni sana tuweze kubarikiwa pamoja. Thank you so much.
And you know God has planned something for everyone that we're going to partake. Personally, I'm excited. Are you excited?
Here Mizpah House of Prayer, we are so much excited to go prepared for the move and the revival of God. Na ndio tunakaribisha wengine wakuje tubarikiwe pamoja.
We're not selfish, right? For accommodation, it will be happening that is from the 1st to the 5th of December 2025, and be having that is great and powerful servants of God. For accommodation purposes, please contact 0727766553. We'll be so glad to have you. We are going for a short break, then we'll be right back with Money Monday. Stay tuned.